Welcome, Crows fans, air conditioners, and inanimate carpet rods everywhere. Ali and Ann here at TwoCrowsS03E02 podcast. How are you, Anthony?
Not too bad, Ali.
Oh, geez, fire up, son, fire up. But, you know, we've won games, right?
We've won 2 games. 3 games, actually. 4 games.
4?
4?
Where'd you
3.
get 4 from? This weekend I'm talking about.
SANFL, JLT 2, 1.
Yep.
No,
one was the week before. Ant's had 1 glass of red. That's it for him, folks.
2, actually.
Yeah, 2 glasses. 2 glasses of red. That's enough for him. Anyway, first game off, cab off the ranks. AFL JLT 2 played up against the Giants on Friday night.
What did you call it, Ali? A giant twin for the week.
Giant twin. Yes, I didn't even get to say that. I was so upset. I thought of it later. I'm like, it's called a giant twin, playing the Giants twice. AFL and AFLW. But there you go, brought it in for it.
We've brought it in.
What did you make of the game?
What do I like about the game, Ali?
Yeah.
The contest pressure.
Yes.
Thought that was to an elite standard.
Elite.
Wow. I'm going to use a... Whew. You know, well, that's what I think they use.
Was it elite?
Elite. It was. The first quarter, null and void. It wasn't there.
So not there then. So not the whole game.
Not at all. But the next 3 quarters, I thought the pressure and the ball, the perceived pressure that we applied to the opposition was really good. Our tackling was at a really good standard, I felt. We looked hardened. Hardened more so to the opposition, if that makes sense.
Than the opposition?
Well, that perceived pressure, as I spoke about before, but it appeared that we were putting more body on the line with the opposition, if that makes sense.
Yep, that does.
So therefore, the tackling was at a better standard than the week before, because I thought we slipped a lot of tackles against Port Adelaide.
Okay, yep. That was a faster paced game too, wasn't it?
It was very open.
So you're probably going to get more tackle slippage. It's already started. Only a couple minutes in. Talking about tackle slippage. I'll write that down to bring it up next week. Anyway,
is that a new one?
It is. It's a new AFL.
Is that a new fundamental?
Tweet that out. Hashtag
or is that a small
TwoCrowsS03E02
sample size of tackle
slippage? Anyway, moving on. We'll just laugh our way through this cast.
Tackle slippage.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. Maybe
no, I just made it up just then.
The plumber in or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Sauce. I don't know about you, but I felt as though that he really held his ground against who's their ruckman?
Dawson
Simpson.
He's a big boy.
I think he must have listened to hashtag TwoCrowsFooty during the week because I did slam him a little bit, Ali.
You just said he got pushed under the ball.
Too easily. Yeah. Way too easily.
And very easily.
But that was my overall things that I liked, but probably in the first quarter in particular, the things I didn't like was the possession. Our possession, there was too much handball or handball happy.
Finessing?
Yeah.
Lairising?
Yeah, lairising. Just, being, I've got the ball.
Yeah, I've got to get rid of it.
I've got to get rid of it. And then half the time that would lead into turnover. And
we got punished on the scoreboard for it too.
Absolutely.
I reckon about 2 or 3 goals.
3 goals. And our handball to kick ratio was really off. But we did fix that up in the next 3 quarters, which is impressive.
We do tend to do that our first quarters, even in the women's. It's like a settling period of seeing what the Oppo are going to do.
If you think back to 2017, we were a bit like that as well.
Okay, you're trying to draw comparisons now, aren't you?
Well, what I'm hearing out of the Crows camp is they're drawing a lot of comparisons to 2017.
Okay.
According to what I was reading with Daniel Tarley the other day.
Yes.
And I'm drawing comparisons to 2017
as well. Of course you are. You've got a whole box of pencils to draw comparisons to.
I'm about to draw out of that 2017 box, Alex.
Oh, enough.
You know?
Yes, you can colour within the lines for a little while, Anne. Come on. So what else did you like about the game?
I also liked, I think I spoke about this in last week's podcast, Duday. His ability to keep his feet in the contest and not go to ground.
Yep, absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Yep.
It's really impressive.
Yes.
Really impressive that he's able to hold his feet. Because a lot of the time he's under pressure. He's sometimes got 2 men around him for the opposition.
Absolutely.
And for him to not go to ground and be able to get that handball out is really good.
No, he actually gets a mention in my top 3 player stats this week. Yes, he does.
There you go. And I like Chase Jones.
Oh, I think everyone liked what he brought. He didn't get a lot of it.
No, but that's going to come with a first-year player.
What he did.
Oh. Well, you sent me that video of Chase Jones during his draft combine.
Mm-hmm.
You said, I like him.
Yep.
And we got him.
And why did I like him, Ant?
Because of his tackling pressure and the way he got in the opposition's ear.
Yep. And we're starting to see. He hasn't got in their ears too much yet, but I'm waiting for that to happen.
And I'm going to handball to you.
Yes.
What did you think of our shape?
Our shape. Oh, it's a nice shape. you always talk about shape.
Maintaining our field position, basically.
I think initially, like you said, the first quarter was pretty sucky.
Yeah, it was.
Then we went back.
We went
back to our core principles again, and that pressure on the ball carrier, everything else like that. There was a piece of footage I showed you about, and included the handball, but it was where we handballed to, or the player we handballed to. Now it was Hardo kicking off to, I think it was Laird, handball to Hardo, and he was under pump, and he handballed to Miller.
Yep.
And then it looked like the main thing that would happen is that you would handball straight back to Laird.
Yes.
But what Laird did is he actually ran off in a different direction, and Riley Knight came boring up from the right-hand side, and he actually got the handball receive. So it was almost like this dummy effect, whether it was by accident or by design. But
we'll keep
I like that.
I
like that piece of play.
Against Hawthorn.
What did you like about their shape?
Probably overall the way they were from a defensive shape. Mm-hmm. Once again, that run from the back half.
Yeah, so explain that to people.
Well, it's pretty basic.
Get
really.
The ball and you
Get
run
the
from
ball
defense.
and run
it's
with
not
it.
really a shape, though, is it?
No,
it's more like a straight line.
Not necessarily.
So
defensively, we are better.
Yeah, but describe that for the listeners to... You said about it last week, our shape coming from defence and our ball movement from defence, more specifically. So...
Well, see, I don't want to refer it to the crow's web.
No, we'll call it a crow's nest.
The crow's nest.
Yeah, let's do
we'll
that.
call it the nest. Mm-hmm. The way we're able to contract and expand that whole nest, Ali.
So more contractions than a pregnant woman? Mostly painful, but with a happy ending. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we're hoping so, because I'm hoping it's going to lead to a bit of offence and we're going to goal from it, Ali.
Yeah, so that's creating turnovers.
Correct.
Okay.
Maintaining, getting up in the opposition's grill.
Like that? Getting up in their grill.
Getting up in their grill.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I'm just staying relevant.
Nah.
Probably about a year out of date, but it's okay. What do they say nowadays? Okay, so any other players you want to talk about, or what's your top three? Who are your top three?
My top three?
Yep, give me that.
Matt Crouch.
Absolutely.
His ball winning ability.
Do you want me to rattle off his stats?
Yeah,
because we agree here on this one, and then we part waters like Moses.
We'll do a bit of teamwork here, Ali.
Yep, 38 disposals.
Nice.
15 contested possessions. 9 tackles. 3 inside 50s. 10 score involvements, 89% efficiency, which I do not see for Matt Crouch on a regular basis at all. And 18, what I really liked, 18 pressure acts.
Yeah, that statistic amazes me.
I had to search for a few different statistics.
And where did you go to get that information?
I'll tell you later, Anthony. Yeah, it's a secret squirrel. It's not really at all.
#TwoCrowsS03E02 is not going to be...
No, because I forgot, so I have to look it up which side I was on. I was on the AFL, AFL Live.
I'm not going to... give our listeners a bit of a...
No, they can go in there. You go into the AFL site and you edit the advanced ones.
You're in the... Yeah, I'm with you.
So I went in there and had a look. Who was your second best player?
Brad Crouch.
Right.
Probably his tackling pressure.
Actually, yeah, his pressure on the ball carrier is amazing. We've missed that.
Oh, absolutely.
And he does it in the forward 50 too.
He's all over the ground at the moment, which is once again shows to me how fit he is.
Testament to his fitness. I hope he can keep that going all year.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Overall, his tackle pressure. And then Source for the number one. Yeah. I just felt he was back to his best. 22
possessions too for the old tall mid.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
against
he
the
wasn't.
Giants.
I felt against Port Adelaide he was being pushed under the ball a little bit too easily, and that's a credit to Source for listening to #TwoCrowsFooty, listening to TwoCrowsFooty, because we did slam him a bit, Ali, I felt.
Yeah, and by us you mean you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, no, because realistically his spot was up for grabs, yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
And Riley clearly they were happy with what Source, his Source's output was, because Riley O'Brien didn't even get a game.
No, or didn't get game time.
Well, no,
they brought him in, but we actually
brought in
which I thought was pretty good.
And Cam Sharman.
Yep, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they had to run laps later with Rory Sloane, poor buggers.
Yeah, Sloane, that was surprising.
He didn't get his GPS numbers. Well, we said that he looked like... We said earlier, he looked like he was poodling a bit.
Elite standards at the Crows.
Yeah, but he looked like he was poodling a bit, like Gibbsy. Tell you, my car's a bit rusty. Gibbs and Hardo, first game, knocked a little bit more rust off there. Hardo got better as the game got longer.
It's
his first game back, come on.
No, second game.
Second game back, second game blues. You know my theory with that. Dog's snoring, he's bored with us.
How rude.
Yeah, it's very rude. But, so what did you make of his game?
Oh.
What did you make of it? No, what did you make of Hardo's game?
Hardigan? It was alright.
No, seriously, talk about it.
No, I'm not impressed with him.
What,
I'm
at
not
all?
at all. And I'm not impressed with Douglas either, but that's another story.
That's just to annoy Cat, that's why. Someone's coughing next door, you're coughing a flogging later, mister. You're going to pick up Doogsy.
No, I'm not. Hardigan... Look, I'll cut him some slack.
At his best?
At his best, he's great.
He can be
but
good, but
at the moment... Small sample size.
Small sample size. Jeez, that took a few minutes to bring in.
Small sample size. Mm-hmm. Do I have him in my round one team? No, I don't. Purely because he's clearly frustrated at the moment, and that's showing through his game.
Actually, you are right. You get frees given against him out of just pure frustration.
Too many. And I don't know how he wasn't sided against that. Against Westop. Because that was a lot of frustration.
Yeah, and it wasn't good contact.
And his kicking...
I suppose his name wasn't Tex.
His kicking...
So it got him out of it.
They've got it in for Tex at the moment, which is harassment, but that's another story as well.
Hey, do you want me to give my rest of my 2 and 1? You can let me do that.
Hang on, I'm talking about Hardigan here.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So can I I'll let you come back to that. But my number 2, you pick Brad, and you know my favourite... obviously there, but I had to go for my other one, which is Wayne Miller. Even though Dermy thinks he mightn't quite be a lock.
How ignorant were those commentators? Now, I had a fight with Brendan Speed.
No idea. No idea. Wayne Miller might be right. He's fumbled it a bit. Still went at 100% no matter what he did wrong.
Yeah, but how precise was that statistic? Because you said he turned the ball over.
Yeah, he did kick one straight to the oppo, so I suppose it's effective, just not to your own team. You know, and then but I thought he had a great game and a big influence on the game. It technically went at 100%, but we'll leave it out.
We'll take it.
But I actually did bring in Sauce for 1 point.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I thought Sauce. Listen to Crows, listen to Ant.
Just listen to me, all me.
I thought
all me.
It's always about you, Ant. It always is. Can I do a special mention?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'm not going to get any
It better be a special mention.
Yeah, it is. Chase Jones, 2 goals, 5 contested possessions, and 15 pressure acts.
Wow.
That surprised you, didn't you?
Yeah, and that's why he's in my round 1 team.
Fair enough.
But I didn't know that statistic.
No, you didn't at all.
But that just confirms
it. adds to it, yeah. So there's things like that people don't see. They only
so that's that non-statistical statistic.
Well, it is
inverted
a statistic because
commas.
I've got it written down here, Ant.
Yeah.
So, but it's not one that's commonly listed.
I need you to do some homework then.
No, you do it. You're the stats
Well,
man.
I don't know where you're getting this pressure act business from.
Oh, you had to dig.
Everyone's getting into Murphy. I want to know what his pressure acts are then.
Okay, yeah. I'll look up Murphy's pressure acts. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay.
We'll get that by the end of the show.
Yeah, by the end of the show, I have to let Ant talk about something, so you're going to have to
end
have
of the
your ears
podcast.
bleed
We're not
at
a bloody show.
We're
not on. We don't have our own radio station
yet.
I'd like to though.
Yeah, I know, but you're going to try and look while I'm doing this, so keep talking, and I'm going to have to keep trying to find out some information. Okay, there, Anthony. Looking up that stat for you now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hashtag TwoCrowsS03E02.
2Crows's. Pressure acts, hang on. Little Spud Murphy. S-P-U-D. Murphy. Okay, pressure acts 12. 12.
Gee, that was efficient.
It took me a while, but I got there. You want any more while I'm here? Any other pressure acts?
Yeah, can I get the pressure acts for Eddie Betts and Brad Crouch?
Oh, Eddie Betts. 19.
Oh, nice.
Eddie Betts. 19.
He's back to his best, isn't he?
Oh, loving it.
Well, small sample size. It's only JLT.
Nah, but if we just take one game, 19 pressure acts.
That's nice.
That's beautiful. Brad Crouch, 20 pressure acts.
Wow.
Yep.
See, no wonder I had him as in my number 2 for best on.
Following on from there, we got Sloan, also on 19. That actually surprised me. I thought he was going half pace.
I tell you what.
like my hair. And I could just add this in. Matt Krause, 18.
This is what you call efficiency.
Be careful now, I know. And Richard Douglas is on
prompt.
16.
Gee.
I'm not just filling these in as I go along. Chase Jones, 15 pressure acts.
Yeah, that's why I've got him in my round 1 team.
Yeah, you keep saying that now. I'm starting to slide a little bit. I think you could be onto something there, Anthony.
But I think
I want
people,
him in there.
Look,
yes.
All due respect.
All due respect. Respecting is due. Yes.
Right?
No, please tell me.
I think people need to actually go and do some homework.
Yeah.
Before actually making a decision.
What?
On who they want in their round 1 team, because
why would people go and do that when they could just use clickbait headlines?
True. That's very true. That's very true.
Why would people? They listen to people like us to get an opinion.
That's very true. Because we have
informed opinion.
Yeah, but ours is also objective as well.
Subjective, objective. Let me just look that up for you.
Efficiency. What'd you get? Did you get a meaning for that? On hashtag #2CrowsFooty?
Yeah, there we go. Hey,
Can
top
I get
3...
that in anymore?
No, just leave that alone. Top 3 player stats. These are 3 stats that I just picked out that I really liked or thought were very interesting. Can I rattle them off to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Smithers.
I don't want to be a stat-based podcast, Ali, but come on.
Considering you're known as Mr. Stats, yeah, that's very fascinating. 656 metres gained with 8 score involvements for Bubba Smith.
Wow.
Is that a good stat?
That's very good.
Okay. Taken over a bit from Seeds, though.
Okay.
Seeds is about 300 and something.
So is that because...
Is it because they've changed roles? Yep.
Yeah, is that because they've changed roles?
Don't know.
Because Seeds realistically was in all Australian form earlier on in last year. So the early part of 2018.
Till he's hamstring strong. Till he got some awareness. My second stat, obviously Miller 100% if true, but that's not the true stat. We had 8 players, 8 go at 80% efficiency or above.
That's back to... That's at a very good standard.
That's extremely good level.
That's
and the 1%ers.
Yep.
Now, players like Rory Sloane had 2 1%ers. Had a lot of pressure acts, but they call them the other little 1%ers.
Yep.
Right? Most players
is that new?
1 or 2.
I've never seen that before.
I don't know what their record is, what their definition is.
Yeah.
Tom Duday, 6.
Wow.
Daniel Talia, 9.
He had a good game. He did have a good game.
Not too much rust on the old towels.
He was reading the ball in flight pretty well, actually. He did take a few... Did come off the man quite a few times.
Actually, that surprised me. Yeah. That's something I suppose he'll have to get used to doing too with the new rules.
Correct.
Yep.
That's 6, 6 and 6.
The devil's number. You talked about Chase Jones' composure, that kick to Rory.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant. 2 things I loved, and one of them...
That gets him a game.
Tex Walker's handballs, the way he handballs.
They're 20-metre handballs, Ali.
They don't loop, they just go on a straight line.
But...
and you loved his kick.
That kick in the middle of the ground, which opened the game right up. I think we did score from that passage of play. That was like Tex back to his best. That lean back and kick. He just slices it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to watch. The composure, we talked about Jones. Duday, obviously, you said keeps his feet, but he keeps composure. Would you put Miller in the composure category or not?
I think it depends where he plays.
Yeah, good point.
I think he's really composed. Now, this is my opinion, but when I've seen him play on the wing, I reckon that's where he's where he shows a lot of composure.
Where he's got more space.
Yeah. Whereas probably coming out of the back half, there's obviously that pressure, but there's also that perceived pressure, as we talk about, coming from the opposition. So he doesn't have that.
It's more shake and bake.
Yeah. Whereas on the wing, he can shake and bake. He can really bake him up.
Yeah, because it was one I was confused with. I wrote his name down. I went, I've seen him panic. Even though he sort of gets himself in and out of trouble quite often and finds it hard to be tackled. I still did. I was like, but there's sometimes he's just so composed, like beyond his years. Yeah. But then he just, other times it looks like, the spotlight's in his eyes, and he's rushing it, But that's for something I thought there. The best part, obviously, out of all the JLT season for us was there was no injuries. That's probably the most important part. Nice. And I don't think we've had that for a very long time.
No, we haven't.
So touch wood.
Touch wood. Fingers crossed. All fingers and toes are crossed.
Absolutely.
We'll have no hamstring awareness and we'll be good for the remainder of the year.
We've got a few players that are due to come back in.
Do you reckon that's Footy Park maybe? I don't know.
They've had Footy Park for years, Yeah. They could be training anywhere. It could be are they training more inside? They're training more inside. Is that having an impact on them?
Maybe.
Yeah, don't know.
Who knows?
Don't know. You want to go into, just move right along for them. So in the end, can you just give people the score from the game? Have you got that? You haven't got it? You haven't even got it? I don't have that. We didn't even bring up the score. Statistic. The main one, 57-75. We won by 3 good old kicks.
What did we win by? 17 points.
Yeah, they kicked 7-15. We kicked 10-15.
Yeah, we should have probably put a few of those.
Absolutely. And you know my theory is if you kick 10, you should only have 5 points.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm probably not happy with our efficiency in the forward 50.
Well, even our girls have sort of taken a leaf out of our men's book as well.
Only for that game. They've actually been pretty good, the basketball.
No, they have.
Yeah. So, Anthony, we're just going to have a look now at, based on JLT form, the 2 JLT games and who was played during the JLT.
Yep.
So, you've had a quick rough look at what you think the round 1 lineup could look like. Is that correct? So, is this your round 1 lineup or what you predict the Crows will go with? Because they could be 2 very different things.
This is purely based off JLT.
Yep.
This is what I predict the Crows will go off.
Yep.
Given the game time that these players have had.
Okay, yep, fair enough. Okay.
If that makes sense.
So, you want to go and run me through the back line?
All right, the back line, I've got Talia, Keith, Laird.
Right.
Half back, I've got Smith, Duday, and Kelly. Okay, the centre line, I've got Gibbs, M. Crouch, and Brad Crouch.
That's nice.
That's a very nice centre line. Half forward, Murphy, Walker, Betts. Forwards, Knight, Jenkins, Lynch. Followers, Jacobs, Sloane, Seedsman.
Yep.
Interchange, Atkins, Miller, Douglas, and Jones.
So that's where you talk about getting Jones in for a game?
Correct.
Okay, that wouldn't surprise me if he gets run, but can I ask you a question about a couple of those?
Sure.
Keith and Hartigan. Why have you gone Keith over Hartigan for that particular one?
I just feel that Keith's form is a little bit more prominent.
And we're playing Hawks, so who matches up better on the Hawks players, I suppose? That's realistically what we've got to look at as well.
Well, it's balance, isn't it? But Hartigan, I don't know if it's because he's lacking a bit of confidence at the moment that he's playing the way he's playing, but I probably expect Don to pick Hartigan, but I would like to see Keith in.
So that Hartigan. One you were a bit torn with.
Yeah, I was.
What to pick. Okay. My next question would be Murphy, which he's been given a run, so I agree. I think he'll get first go at it. But Stengel's form, we haven't touched on it yet in the SANFL, appeared to be quite good. Now, we don't get all the extra little stats that the Crows have got.
All the nuances of that.
The nuances, oh, nice word. But we know he kicked some good goals.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are questioning, would you bring Stengel in over Murphy?
See, I would love Stengel in, but I don't know the body of work
what he's done leading up to it.
He's done. So why I've gone with Murphy is because he's played 2 JLT games. That's purely why I've picked Murphy over Stengel.
He's got to kick a goal, though.
He needs to kick a goal.
Otherwise, I reckon
his pressure work
absolutely.
Off the ball.
Yep.
I can't doubt that, but going inside 15 kicking goals is probably where we need him
the most.
Okay,
now here's a question for you. If Hugh Greenwood is fit to come in, he comes in, correct?
By all reports, he's had a great game in the SANFL trial game.
Is that enough, though, to get him into round 1?
Depends how much game time he had, I think.
Right. And
I don't know.
And what they're going to do for internal trials and stuff like that.
I don't know what they're looking at for GPS numbers.
If he gets a run, who would he come in for?
Douglas.
Tough call. I know. A member of the leadership group out in round 1.
I know.
That's a tough call.
It is a very tough call.
Would it be the most likely then Jones would make way for him?
More than likely.
But
I wouldn't like to. That would be detrimental.
I'd like to see Jones at Adelaide Oval, round 1 against the Hawks.
Yeah, for
I reckon
sure.
That would be a team he could play well against.
I think that pressure is probably what we need for Hawthorn, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly.
Hawthorn don't frighten me from what I've seen over the JLT games, even though
Don't even trust.
Well, when you give up a 44-point lead and you end up losing the game by 8 points, I think
that's a pretty big turnaround.
You'd have some concerns there if you were
Alistair
Clarkson. But
yep. So to other players that, I suppose we might as well mention the SANFL. You've got some stats on there, which we actually won. Now, bear in mind, people, that last year our SANFL team won 1 game.
1 game.
1.
It was a trial game, albeit, but they, from all reports, it seemed to be pretty impressive and quite emphatic.
Do you know how many? There was a certain amount of AFL listed players in there. It was the most we've ever had.
Yeah, there was quite a few in there, but I don't have that.
Off the top of your head?
I don't have that.
I don't have that statistic?
That might be a statistic TwoCrowsS might have to get up.
Oh, God, don't let her do that, But that's okay.
Yeah,
so what else can you tell us about it?
Well, we hit the scoreboard.
Yes.
Which was important.
Yes.
16 goals to 10 points. 106.
Yep.
To Norwood, 10-10-70. So
okay,
that was impressive.
Yep.
Stingle kicked 4 goals.
Nice.
Which is good.
You can't really ask more, can you?
And then that's coming off. How many goals did he kick in that trial game, that under-23 game?
Was that
3 or 4?
Oh, I don't know. He did all right.
I know him and McAdam had a few goals between each other.
Yep. Hang on a sec. About more than a dozen AFL listed players we had in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Paul Hunter apparently dominated.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Good signs.
And apparently Ned McHenry also.
You got to love that.
Impressed and accumulated a lot of touches. So.
What if Strawn played? Or is he still injured?
I think he played.
Okay, that's good.
I think.
Yeah, okay. Just asking the
Kieran
question.
Strawny?
Paholke had a good one as well.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. And even old Guernsey, Matty Wright kicked a couple of goals, and he's a coach and player. So and Mooks played as well. David McKay.
He's he'll be a top-up player for most of the year.
I think so. Between him, Cam Ellis-Yolman and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
does Cam Ellis-Yolman get a run in the ones? Or does he?
Not with that list. Not with that list, unless someone's form drops off or there's an injury. But let's have a look. We got Greenwood. This is who you haven't named: Greenwood, Hardigan, Stengel, Fogg. Haven't even mentioned Fogarty yet. McHenry, McAdam, Cam Ellis-Yolman, Brown's injured, Gallucci's coming off an injury, McPherson injured, and we've still got another heap of players underneath that.
It's nice. It's a good position to be in, Ali, but, that's why our coaches get paid the big bucks.
To make those decisions.
And
McAdam, I can't wait till he gets some fitness and form underneath him.
I think that's... Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on
year?
there. I think we will, midway through.
Yeah, they're just trying to get him right up to speed. Well, we don't want to bring in a player like we did Tex, bring him in underdone. And then the pressure that's on them to perform, and if they can't, that's a lot of pressure for a first-year player
when you're playing for the Adelaide Football Club.
Exactly. There's a lot of media speculation.
Lots of speculation through the media. Particularly those ones in the eastern side of Australia.
Yeah, they sort of forget. But that's okay. They forget who our players are. But in saying that,
I did watch McGovern. I've watched McGovern in those 2 JLT games, and he's not really setting the house on fire either. So.
Don't care. He's not a Crows player anymore.
No, with his beautiful pink boots.
That's fine.
You'd want to be getting a kick with those boots, I can tell you.
Unless he's sponsoring the breast cancer thing, just got to think of these things through, though.
No, I don't think he is.
But anywho, so with anything else in the SANFL to note that you'd like to bring up? Just a bit of a run. Get a few miles into some of the players.
Yeah, and probably those ones who have had a bit of a limited pre-season as well.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing that they've actually got them on board. And good for Norwood to be involved in that too.
For sure, good experience for them to be coming up against AFL listed players.
Absolutely. And Anthony, sidebar. Just a little... Oh, thank you very much there. A Texas Walker. Surprise wedding.
Sprung one on.
Congratulations, Tex and Ellie. Great news there. Sneaky little wedding on the 10th of March.
Yeah.
One of his best mates, Bernard Vince. Didn't make it to the ceremony.
Crow. Golly.
Didn't even make it to the ceremony. Why do I hear you ask? Bernie had a big night on the tins, and as Tex put it, could have blown a breatho up, so his dad had to bring him in. Bernie's partner Abby they're not really known for their time management skills. I don't know how they go with having a child.
I was going to say that they've got a child.
Both got a child. They've just got.
They've combined.
But anyway, Texan, congratulations. You know what? Happiest I've seen him. Happiest I've seen the Texan. What about you? Just looking at his face, like he's beaming during all that.
He appears to be happy, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fabulous. So
yeah, no, it's good.
They said it was inevitable, going to happen, so might as well get on with it.
Just sprung it on the so-called engagement party.
Yes, I like that too. That would have shocked a few of them.
For sure.
No, that was very nice. And some other news, probably a surprise, but not a good one. Hugh Greenwood had a little bit of a shark surprise when he was out.
Encounter with a great white, Ali.
Yeah, only a couple metres away. Tell you what, I would have been like, as you would say, Jesus Christ, and I would have been walking on top of that water all the way home. He's down at Port Noarlunga.
That's scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought there'd be too many hanging around down there, but no, that's just the head of a person there. They've got a picture there that makes it look like there's a shark there, but it's just a surfer's head sitting there. Nah, it's not a shark there, but yeah.
Wow.
You can't go like shark.
That's scary.
A bit nervous-wracking.
Nervous-wracking?
Nervous-wracking, yeah. It's like when you're racking something, but you're really nervous when you do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We all know about racking.
Yeah, fair enough. Ask Jack Watts for that. Anyway, something we were talking about previously and you wanted to bring up, the concussion thing. There was a comment made by an AFL great, Jonathan Brown, Paddy McCartan from the Saints. If you want to give a bit of background on Paddy McCartan first before you launch.
So, essentially, Paddy McCartan's had 8 concussions in his career to date.
Wow.
8, Ali. Now,
is that AFL career or football career?
Football career. Now, that is a lot of concussions.
A lot.
For a, 22, 23-year-old. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, last night I was listening to AFL360, the first episode for 2019. Mm-hmm. They had one Mr. Jonathan Brown on the panel, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He has come out and said that Paddy McCartan, Ali, needs to be more resilient with these concussions. What does he mean, more resilient? More resilient. I don't know how you can be resilient with concussions. You're concussed. You're either concussed or you're not. You're not. Exactly right.
What do you mean, shake it off? Is he doing the big man thing, shake it off?
I think so. I think so.
John, I reckon you've had too many knocks to the noggin.
I think he's had a lot of knocks to the noggin to even come out and say that sort of statement.
Hang on. Didn't he have to retire because of too many knocks to the noggin?
Correct.
So all this big macho, resilience,
tough man,
it's not going to help you if you don't know how to wipe your own backside. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is... Players' safety is paramount in this day and age.
And we all know today that the head's sacrosanct, and, there's so much research going around concussion at the moment.
Absolutely.
I think that, it's best for the McCartan family to really... Think about where to for Paddy, because
he was wearing a helmet.
And to be honest, the concussion that occurred on the weekend for Paddy appeared to be very minor,
innocuous even.
Very much so. He was sandwiched in between 2 players, and he was taken off the ground. He went off the ground with concussion. Okay, but so one thing that John O'Brien has to understand is Paddy Carton doesn't necessarily make the call whether he stays on the ground or not. Isn't that what a doctor's for? I don't know. I haven't studied for 7 years to be a doctor, so I'm not really... I can't make a call on someone with concussion. Yeah. But don't they usually have some type of test? And maybe, Ant, just maybe, because of his prior history, there's a no-risk approach with Paddy McCartan if he gets a head knock. Correct. And the football club knows that, but I'm not too sure what Jono was thinking. He's had too many knocks to his head, I think. Knocks to the noggin. Or is he just trying to get attention being the first episode back? Say something ridiculous to get smashed on Twitter. Well, he quite often does that. Tool of the week. He could be fine running. I actually think, though, still Nick Riewoldt cops that for Tool of the week for picking on Tex. What a flog. That was silly by him. I actually I did respect Nick Riewoldt, but coming out and saying, the Crows have admitted they made a mistake by picking Tex Walker as their captain... by putting Rory Sloane in as co-captain, even though then they go on to say there's
the most amount of teams ever with co-captains. So does that mean every other team is far with it? Like,
yeah.
And what you were alluding to, who made Tex Walker captain in the first place?
Phil Walsh.
Right.
So is he saying that the man who's no longer here has made the wrong decision?
Yeah, and the fact that Tex was voted twice, captain of the year by his peers.
That's a no-go zone for me.
Yeah, but also the fact that, but you can't just sit there and go, Phil Walsh made that decision. He can still make decisions that weren't correct. But to say that about Tex was
that's
ridiculous. But it was ridiculous.
It was outlandish, to be honest.
Leading us to the finals, leading us through that time after
that
Phil.
That tumultuous time.
But twice captain of the year.
Correct.
Like Nick, I think he was just saying something to get likes, and I think he got whacked. I saw a few times on Twitter, and I think deservedly so.
Yep, I agree.
Shall we move on to another exciting game? Yes. The third, rounding out the top three for this evening, not the four that Anthony alluded to. The Giant Twins, AFLW. 5 in a row now, if you don't mind. And you know what? You know what?
What?
I don't mind at all.
No, I don't mind either. That was...
we were there. Under the Oval.
Peter Motley Oval, Ali. Come on, get it right.
Oh, no, that's listed under the other, is that? But it's magnificent oval, so congratulations, Esther.
Nah.
Beautiful oval.
Beautiful oval for a dog park.
Yeah. I call it a dog park.
Only residents use it to walk their dogs on.
I know. But it is, it looked a lot better.
It's well maintained. It's better than my oval.
And you live near Norwood.
I do.
But I actually agree. Norwood holds a lot more people. But I tell you what, the atmosphere around Unley Oval, grassed areas, all grassed. Trees, shade, because it was a little bit warmer. And just the sheer numbers of people there, nearly 8,000 people there. The stands, everything was fantastic.
The noise, the atmosphere in general, like watching, even up on that hill, that hill, that was just great scenes.
The thing, we could actually hear the players on the ground, and there was people yelling, but it was still, because they were up on the sides, it didn't drown out the sound of the players. So we could actually listen to Chelsea Randall instructing the players where to move and what to do, which was actually really interesting. And Ant's just busting to tell you, we've got a champion ex-SA player. Well, she came back and played for South Adelaide, but poor old Gummo. Courtney Gum, playing for the Giant Twins. And she was down in the pocket. We were in the south-eastern corner, in the pocket there. And she was besieged by Crows players. She had about 3 Crows players hanging off her. She was under the pack, but there were about 3 Giants players just standing on the outside. And Anne can't wait to tell you, what was Courtney saying?
Help!
Help! Help! Help! She said it about 3 times, which naturally, being Crows fans, we had a giggle.
We did have a good giggle.
But I felt sorry for her because they didn't help. She could not move.
And every time she come near us, we're yelling out, help!
And by we mean Anthony. But yes, we did. But just to mention also, before we go into the rest of the game there, a debundant, as Anthony likes to call it, a debutante in turbo, Nikki Gore, making a debut from South Adelaide, coming in AFLS, our first pick in the women's draft. And
now,
also,
that tells you how good the team's going, Ali. Our first round draft pick has made her debut.
In second to last game.
Season. Our top pick.
Little turbo. She had to warm up
if
because
that doesn't get you bloody excited, I don't know what will.
But also, just mention another SA girl, Lisa Whiteley, made her debut for the Giants. Now, she's an SA... Yeah, well, I know of her. But poor Lisa didn't have quite the debut.
Was she back?
She's... all I know is for poor Lisa, she had 1 touch. She kicked to the oppo. And Chelsea Randall took her out. The poor thing. She got a Randall tackle.
She got whiplash.
No, I don't think it was her.
Because there was a Giants player who got a whiplash.
Yeah. But Chelsea... And you know if you get tackled by a Randall...
Oh, you're going to know about it.
You're going to stay down.
Even I'd know.
Yeah, and there was she would just knock the stuffing out of you, mate. She'd snap you like a twig. And there were other players. There's a Randall that was actually stood on Phillips, a different Randall, obviously.
She's rough. Is she rough? I think
no, she was just rough on Erin. Because remember, I was yelling at her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like, stop hanging on to her. You don't touch her. You're not Tracy. Because she just wouldn't let her go.
What about me?
I thought she was getting a bit obsessed, like a stalker.
Yeah, she was.
In the forward line. But the umpire was right
I thought
there.
we had to ring the police at one stage.
Yeah, just let her go for manhandling.
Had my phone out ready to go.
Yeah, what were you going to say, sorry? While I was being funny.
What about every time Alicia Eva would do the kick out and I'm like, rah! And it put her off.
It put everyone off. I think you scared small children. People were crying.
No, there was
people crying. There was someone crying. Anthony made a little child cry because he yells. He gets a little bit excited and his voice went up a notch. And he forgot there was a small child standing next to him. You know when kids get startled and they do that like that? And if he was one of those goats...
Even adults.
If he was one of those fainting goats, he would have gone and he everywhere under the ground. Would have been hilarious.
I've seen blood coming out of adults' ears at some stage.
You work it out though, Ant. You're passionate.
I'm very passionate, especially in that last quarter. I was riding them home.
But anywho, who's your 3-2-1 for the women's game?
Yes.
You were there live.
I've gone a little bit different to you, I think, Ali.
That's fine. Who did you pick?
I've
Number
gone
one.
Outside the out of the box. For one, I've gone Dana Cox.
So that's for 1 point.
Really impressive. Didn't give many frees away, which is...
It's a miracle.
But I'm with you. She really hit that ground quite hard.
Oh, when she let a goal through. Now, she did try her hardest. It wasn't one that she gave up. But she punched the ground so hard afterwards, like her
she
wrist
really dislocated her elbow.
And I'm like, oh, geez, Dana.
She was really annoyed.
Yeah, she was very annoyed.
She was very annoyed.
She was well balanced.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to use your term here, Ali. Mm-hmm. Sharon Phillips.
Sharon Phillips, number 2. Yeah, that's fair.
You know, no, I'm not even going to say that.
No? Well, then don't say it.
I'm not going to say it.
What have you got for number 1 then?
For number 3?
Oh, number 3 points. For 3 points?
Stevie Lee Thompson. Now, she's leading goal kicker for the AFLW competition.
I know, it's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Now,
Kicked another lazy.
3 goals.
Yeah.
Now, she's, that's been a revelation, what Clark's done there.
Our forward line is totally different to last year's. Totally
it's
different.
It's potent. You know what?
No, I think I mentioned something. It is totally different.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight.
Just watching though, you got here's some names for you. Stevie Lee Thompson, where did she play last year?
Back.
Right. Danielle Ponta.
Never heard of her until this year, but
Chloe Shear.
Forward. It's a dynamic forward line, isn't it? It's dynamic and it's
pretty good.
And it stands up to the...
Even Chelsea got a trot down forward in the final quarter.
But that's a testament.
Good move.
Testament. Flexibility.
Testament, yeah.
Testament to what Clark's been able to do with that side. No, I'm in love with them. I'm back on board. Last year I was completely off the bandwagon.
We played like crap last year.
We played like crap.
But we went Aaron out.
This year we've got synergy. We've got synergy across all 3 lines. And you can see that they love playing with each other, and I think that's what us supporters love to see.
Well, just
hence why there were 7,725 people at Only Oval.
Yeah, which I think could have even been slightly more.
I reckon, because it is a rough estimate.
My 3-2-1. I'll go for 1 point then. I've got to learn to split these, but here's 2 players. You're going to have to help me split them, okay? Because I can't. This is close. For 1 point, I had Chloe Shear. Yep. And Jess Foley. Because Jess Foley is always just at that...
I've got Jess Foley written down here about... She was... That last quarter of hers... That last quarter, we were losing centre bounce. CB is the new term.
Oh,
CB.
Is it? CB, okay.
CB is the new term. We lost that in the first 3 quarters. That last quarter, unstoppable.
20-something positions as well.
Her hit out work, Ali.
So they changed something.
So you know what? I'm going to do it for you right now. It's Foley.
Right, so here it is. No, you're right. I'll go Foley for that. Chloe Shear should actually be probably then equal second with someone. But now Noffy in most people's books was number 1. Best on ground. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, Noffy. I got to pop you second. If you pop that goal through, you would have been number 1.
Wasn't she? She thought she had that goal.
She was like...
I thought she had it. The flags went up down the other end. Yeah, I thought she's kicked her first goal.
Because she would have cried, I think, if she got that. But brilliant. She's just lifted to another level. And Andrew McLeod, I think he said, has been working with her and doing some great things there. Number 1, I didn't think I'd do it, but I can't help myself. Sharon Phillips, just for her work around the ground.
She was a bit off.
She was, but she still gets
But I
number
still had
one.
her in my top 3 as well.
But because of the pressure and her marking ability, marking at the point, you know,
that one-handed pick up, which aided that gold for Stevie Lee Thompson, and didn't the crowd her up?
Oh yeah, every time she gets near the ball. Danielle Pontus 2 goals. What about that little one on the outside of the boot? With the delivery from, was it Chloe? She kicked it in?
Yes.
And then Ponta couldn't get it. She just on the outside of the boot.
That's...
First-year player.
Yeah, I probably went a bit early the other week in our podcast thinking that she's going to win the Rising Star. But I think you're right, because she had another good game. But
she's good.
I do like Ponta. She's...
Oh, no, she's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
She comes from good... heritage.
Oh God, I'm sick of hearing that. How about she's just a good footy player herself?
I just thought I had to put. I just put it in there because
I'm sick of hearing
she's related to Rioli.
You're not a commentator on television. Let it go.
Long.
Yeah, I don't know. No. So it was a great contested game. I think it was a game we had to have, being a tight tussle. Yep.
Sorry, I just cut you off. But
that's right.
Probably why it was contested is because. Smaller ground as well.
Okay, yeah, that's probably fair. You mean just adjusting to it?
You don't have that open space like they have in past.
And the Giants do play a contested game style.
That's right.
So I think it was good for us coming into hopefully into finals contention.
I agree.
I think it was very good. We broke the game open in the fourth. Literally like this.
Oh, it was snapped.
But there were 2 Giants players injured that left the field, which I think probably had an impact. But as I was saying to you before we started recording, was that we went back to our structures and playing the Crows way, or the Crows women's way, how they play. And you sort of said, well, what does that equal? Essentially, is the way, before it was, because they were under the pump so much, they were just getting the boot to ball, kicking it forward. Old ways, old habits.
Yep.
But does that concern me going forward for the future? Getting into finals, there is a lot more pressure. But Clarko was able to bring them back. Even slotted, where they're putting Randall forward like Chelsea, helped sort of move the ball. But he moved players around. Chucked the magnets around. He spun the magnets, as you always like to say. But we ended up, and I could see the game style again. I went, that's what we've been doing for the last...
Our tackling pressure also went up as well. But was that also because we were winning centre bounce as well?
Well, what did we change?
So who did the Giants lose?
What did we change at centre bounce? What did we change there? How come all of a sudden we started winning the centre bounce? That's what I'm asking the question there.
Foley just went up another level.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that makes me really excited because I think that champion teams always find another level, and we did find another level in that last quarter. I thought that last quarter was probably the most exciting quarter of football I've seen in AFLW. I thought.
Really?
I thought
that's fair.
I thought it was a very good spectacle.
Okay. Well, it was, and the crowd. Do you think it was because the crowd was
into it? It was a passionate crowd. It was,
and you could hear it. Like, I actually really like that oval. It's a bugger for parking.
No, you were getting nervous. I was getting right into it, but.
If they could fix some parking issues, it would be fabulous.
And if the sticker lickers didn't come out and...
Yeah, that's a bit rough. That's a bit of revenue raising right there, isn't it?
But that's only council for you.
Yeah, well, there you go. You asked who was injured before. Hang on a minute. Just let me...
Why are you doing that? Why are you we're so efficient on hashtag TwoCrowsS03E02.
Barclay, collarbone, bar, hamstring, and Parker or whiplash. So it had 3, but I think one of them was after the fact.
Where did they play?
Oh, don't ask me that. I don't know about the operators much. Parker was named in their best, so...
Yep. Now, I've got a statistic that Sir Swamp Thing tweeted out.
Oh, yeah, love these. Bring them on.
He's a great mathematician, this bloke.
Good work.
Or it could be a lady, I don't know. But we've kicked, in last quarters and fourth quarters, Ali, we've kicked 19.8 goals, which is 122 points.
In the final quarter alone.
In the final quarter.
In 6 games.
But listen to this. We're restricting the opposition. We've only allowed the opposition to kick 3 goals, 10, which is equivalent of 28 points. The percentage...
Differential?
Huh?
The differential then? Do your maths quick.
Differential?
Yeah, what are the difference between the 2 scores?
Well, I don't know. I just seen that.
So what is it? 122 for and 28 against.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's what the opposition have kicked on us in the last quarters.
So it's about 94 points difference. Is that right?
Basically. And the percentage overall was 435.7%.
2%. Wow. That's a brilliant
So if
stat.
that was a men's game...
Oh, don't even.
But that show, once again, that team defence is solid.
Absolutely. Okay, here's something for you then. I honestly believed after that run around in the territory, in the heat and everything else, and even I forgot to mention it last week because I was so excited to and then forgot. It's like a giant twin all over again. I did. I had brain fade. But the North Melbourne coach come out and said after the first quarter playing us, he said, we know we're going to be. They've played a hard game last week up in the heat, so we know we're going to be able to outrun them in the final quarter.
Yep. How did that look?
How did that work out for you, matey? How did that work out for you?
No, I don't know his name.
I don't know. Thank you.
But
you would logically, you would think.
Yeah, logically you would.
What did we do? Put the foot down.
Yeah.
We did it again. We've done it time and time again.
Nice.
That it's not by accident now.
It's nice.
You know the best thing going into finals is that mentality is there and also puts pressure on the oppo.
And it's belief.
Absolutely.
It's them having belief that they're good in fourth quarters, and I think that really holds them in good stead for the final series.
We should have actually won by a lot more, though, to be fair.
Oh, we had enough inside
40-something inside 50s, 15 something.
To really
ridiculous.
hurt them.
Yeah. But we, fluffed around with it a little bit, trying to always look for the closer option.
We're being cute.
Finessed. Layerised.
We're being too cute.
Yeah. It burnt us. There was something where we stopped some beautiful marks there by EJ in the goal square when the other player was wrapped around her like an octopus, like a drunk octopus, and EJ just held her ground against this much taller player and took a beautiful mark.
Put her bum out and held the mark.
She should be actually in my best players because I love the way EJ goes about it. I love that too.
She's lippy.
You know I've got my favourites, the ones that get on the lip.
It's a really new group.
She can back it in.
Yeah.
She backs it up. She's also on the forward line.
I need to ask you this. Are we building an AFLW dynasty? If
not with 1 year contracts, no.
If we can keep this core group together...
You're also getting another 4 new teams in, so no. Do I want that? Absolutely. The pressure's going to come from other teams, more money, opportunity.
But champion teams find a way, Ali.
Yeah, but the AFLW is not set up like the AFL at the moment. If it was just the same teams were here and you just had to move your 7, yes, I'd say every day we're keeping the core group.
Oh, you're being too realistic.
Yeah, I'm being too realistic. Okay, then here's a thing for you. One of the best parts, again, no injuries. Yep. Got to like that.
Absolutely.
Changes. Now, Jazz Hewitt, though, sadly, will not be able to make it back in the team. She's had surgery on her ankle. So there's another ankle surgery for a Crow player. Changes for the following week. Considine came out. Now, I don't know, I didn't think she was dropped. I thought it was more management because she hasn't played a lot of football before. Now, Turbos came in. Is it a like for like? Or is there anyone else you think their position could be in jeopardy?
Well, what do we do about McCormick? Let's just get straight to the...
Yeah, okay. You know I love her, but is she being played out of position? Because that forward line's chock-a-block now, and that's her preferred position, but, you can't take any of those out of the forward line, can you? EJ, Stevie, Shear, Ponta.
Phillips. No.
Phillips, yeah. Just resting down there to kick a couple. So where do you play McCormick then? Because at her best, she's dynamite. But she just hasn't found her form.
In the guts?
I think they ended up putting her off the back of the square at one stage.
Last quarter, I think we did, actually.
Yeah, that's why I think she moved up the ground a bit, but...
Because
Considine would come back in.
Oh, look, I'm going to be honest, and, you know, I know that her mum potentially listens to this podcast.
Because her mum's a legend.
I think she needs to make a decision on what she wants to do.
You mean choose between soccer and footy?
Between the two sports. It's either soccer or it's football. There needs to be a total commitment to either sport. I think she's committed
to both. That's the hard part. Because she's such a team person. I
understand that. But I think it's
can't
sacrifice.
Worship two gods, is that the expression?
Correct.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of
because the others have given up their soccer, haven't they? MJ and Ruthie.
Look at Hatchard. Hatchard, who gave up basketball. Yep. So there has to be a level of sacrifice.
And depending on which way is going to give her...
Because clearly...
Whatever's best for her.
When AFL AFLW was on. It's soccer season. So
it's clashes. It's sad. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I think Constantine deserves to come back in. Whoever makes way.
Oh, I think she deserves to come back in.
It'll either be probably Turbo or possibly McCormick. Unless McCormick's playing another statistical role. But yeah, I think that is.
She's just fumbly at the moment, and her reading of the play is letting her down as well.
Yeah, which is unusual considering how good she is.
I like her forward. Personally, I like her forward.
Same here, but
maybe we trade her at the end of the year.
Nah, that won't happen. I'm putting that foot down. No.
What about if I want my girl Emma Swanson?
Oh no, it won't happen that way.
Go forth and multiply.
Renee, go forth and multiply. God, I've been waiting to say that, haven't I?
Yeah, you said it at the game.
I did at the game. I said, Renee, go forth and multiply.
And like, huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Now, half people don't even know that expression. If you don't know what the expression go forth and multiply is, it just means I'm too old. That's essentially it. Now, but Renee Forth.
Have we got any PPPs?
Oh, PPPs. Is this across the AFL?
Yeah.
AFLW, both?
Nah, broad.
Broad spectrum. Okay, so we've got a thing called PPP that we're going to bring in.
AKA
and I'll say it once.
Piss poor performance.
Well, I was going to say piss poor performance, so that's actually... So we're going to just call it PPP, poor performance.
Because it's a little bit more professional.
Yeah, apart from what you just said. So who were you going to nominate this week for a P poor performance? Steve Hocking. And what's he being nominated for?
Well, the introduction of this 50-metre penalty, 100-metre penalty business.
I agree. I concur.
Can I, Ali?
I was typing
this is the most ridiculous rule if I've ever seen one. Can I ask you?
Yep.
Say, for example, you're Sam Jacobs.
True, so I'm bloody tall then.
You're Sam Jacobs, and I'm Brad Hill from the Freo Dockers.
There's a mismatch.
Okay.
Yep. So I've just given you a free kick.
You've just given
50 metre.
No.
I've infringed. I fell over.
You've fallen
and I've
over.
landed in the next
correct.
State. Yep.
And so you're too big to run.
You run past me.
I run past you. So what's happening?
I'm legging it behind you.
Is your source. You're trying to hand over. So therefore, there's going to be a mismatch in the forward line. What happens?
So a player has to come out of the forward line to stand the mark on the 50. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
And if they get that wrong, what happens?
100-metre penalty.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Have you ever? I've rarely ever seen a 100-metre penalty in AFL in my whole life of watching it.
Well, I've seen one against us in the AFLW, which was ridiculous because.
It was there to the letter.
Look, I love the fact that, if a 50-metre penalty's been paid, you're able to run with the ball. I love it. But
there is a disadvantage.
That's right, there is a disadvantage there.
Right.
Because
just get a 50-metre penalty again to ruckman and then just run. Leg it.
I just think I think they need to really go and review that rule because, you know what? Potentially... that could lose a team 4 points.
Absolutely, it can.
From one of those.
Absolutely. You think if I was running,
pulls.
You think I'm not going to run a little bit off weight so you get pinged?
Correct.
I'm going to run straight at you.
Correct. These players. How about we just let them go out and play on instinct and actually play the game while. Because
it's not going to be that way. That's your idealistic view of how AFL.
I'm just sick. Like the AFL needs to stop with these rule changes. I love the 6-6 and 6 formation. I love it. I think it's worked. I think the scoring's up.
Small sample
size today. But I do like what I've seen during the JLT season. But I'm interested how they're going to exploit the rule. And you know what?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. They're not going to play their hand in JLT.
And you know what? To be quite honest, the only time the 6-6 and 6 rule actually comes into play is at centre bounce, but what about if you don't have a goal kick for 10 minutes? You're still going to get congestion around the ground.
Yeah, but isn't that what happened? We still had a contested game against the Giants. Not all of them are going to be like how we played against the old Latte Bushrangers.
No, pair. But the pair clearly don't defend well enough.
Yeah, but they also play that. They want to play a bit of a shotgun style. They want to play
slingshot style.
Yeah, but it's more like shotgun. Bang, and it's either there or it's not.
Riding shotgun.
The other thing is I didn't get to bring up my Hurt Locker award.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing this year. We're going to have a Hurt Locker award. It's going to be a Crows player that lays the best tackle, bump, smother, or other self-sacrificing act for the team. My nomination, although it's not going to count for the main season, was something I really liked, was Chase Jones's tackle on Tomlinson in the goal square. That earned him that award. There wasn't any big bumps.
The boy arrived.
If I went back to JLT 1, surprisingly or not, it was Chase Jones again for his bump on Ryan Burton.
That hurt him.
Because Ryan Burton tried to walk off like he was fine, and then as soon as the camera was off him, he was on his haunches and sucking in and grabbing the air and doing everything else he could. Oh. So Chasey's looking pretty good for those.
He's chasing all right.
He's chasing
a spot for round 1.
He is, but hold. Just going to say hold for a moment, Ant. Just going to say hold. Just going to say a little bit hold.
You really take the wind out of my sails.
I did today, didn't I?
Yeah.
But don't worry, if he gets in, I'm backing him in 1,000%. Do I want him in there?
I think he's going to debut.
Yes.
He's going to be abundant.
Do I want him in there, Anthony? Don't get me wrong. Yes, I do. Do I think the Crows will play him? At the moment, no. Oh, Andy Orton's another player that's sitting on the fringe as well. No. He's sitting on the fringe, though.
Correct.
So we've got... Is it just me? We've got a little bit of depth at this time of the year, at this very second moment.
Yeah, which is nice. Which is something we never had this time last year.
About how many? 8, 10?
I think we had 23 training on the track, Ali. Now, Yeah. That's a huge... That gives them confidence too.
Before we wrap up here for this evening, just want to mention I've been tweeting out and following a new writer for the Advertiser, Liz Walsh.
She's great.
Yep, she's been putting out some really great articles on the Crows, especially the women's team,
I think she's got some inner sanctum access, Ali.
Well, whatever it is, she's actually writing stories that, one, make sense, you can follow, are factual in content, and actually just have a variety of opinion in there. Okay, so I actually really like what she's coming up with. They're proper stories.
No, they are.
And articles on the players.
They're very, very informative.
So thank you, Liz. Thank you.
But they're also giving us a little bit of a background story as well, which is good. So thank you.
Get around her, give her a follow. So just wrap it up for the evening. So we've gone through the games that were played. Only 3 of them, not 4. I thought there were 4 games being played, but I don't know where he got that from.
That was my wino head.
Yeah, is that what happened? But anyway, I think that's it for the night.
Yes.
Yes, excellent.
I can't think of anything more. No more Mythbusters.
No, we just got to rate for round 1. Next, we'll go in through the ladder.
It'll be a little bit more in depth. We'll can look at our predictions and coaches under the pump. And
we'll bring in a few little extra things and a bit more of how the structure. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to work.
Formation of how this
for
looks.
At least for round 1. Until we change our minds.
We'll have a bit of integrity this year, Ali.
We've always got integrity. That's got nothing to do with it.
We've got to stick to our word.
Cat's in the room here. Can you write down? Anthony's going to stick to his word.
That's one of my KPIs.
Ant's KPI. I predict that you're going to bust that in the first podcast.
The first 30 seconds of the season.
You'll change your mind.
Season 3.0, episode 3.
Yeah, I think you could be right. Yeah, but anyway.
In the first 5 minutes. Watch this space.
We'll wrap it up. Yeah, anyway. We'll time it down. Anyway, so hashtag it out, Anthony.
Hashtag TwoCrowsFooty.
Thank you very much. At TwoCrowsS Podcast. Listen, like, share, follow, and retweet.
Yeah.
Get around it, and thank you all the listeners.
Listeners. I think we're building a nice little listening base.
Well, we have, nice. And we just try. Please retweet the episodes out. That would be really handy. We're going to see if we can get some things like that. Yeah, we are. That doesn't help. But anyway, it's good night from me.
And it's good night from her.
Okay then, night Crows fans. See ya.
That's my kind of spicy.
Brought to you by Two Crows.